So today's topic is conquering imposter syndrome, finding your authentic voice as a PT on social media. And I think nowadays, more than ever, it is a scary thing to post on social media because people, excuse my language, love being arseholes and bringing people down, don't they? And I think fear of judgment is a massive thing. People seem to have nothing better to do than comment on other people's social media and try and destroy their confidence. James, why then is it important to, as a PT, massage therapist, health and fitness professional, to be posting on social media?
It's to share your expertise and your passion. And I think that's what people kind of lose focus with. So the reason we share this content is to help other people. But you've got to be sharing content that you're passionate about in the first place. You don't need to be caught up with what other people are posting, because they tend to be posting for other reasons, not your reasons, not the reasons why you want to share and do this with this world. Like we want to help people live a healthier, happier, fitter lifestyle, become the everyday athlete in some respects in terms of fitness. And the other side, we want to share our knowledge in growing a fitness business for other personal trainers and health professionals because we're passionate about it. That's why we're doing it. I'm doing it for the fun. We're doing it for the love of, like, it sounds ridiculous, isn't it, Josh? The number of times we practice and go over again on our videography side of things, and we learn so much about videography because secretly you're passionate about doing that stuff. You're a trained actor.
I am, indeed. You might not know it, but I am. But it's all about being into movies as well, right? Movies are my thing. So when we're doing vlogs and videos and stuff, I love that. Love it.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So it's tying two passions together. So we're both passionate about on the camera side of things. I love seeing the videography side of things. I follow all these influencers on videography and photography. But I want to try and combine that with our passion for health and fitness, because that's what real passion is, because it's how it's changed me, and my goal is to try and snowboard when I'm 100 years old. But the focus is I've gone away from, and a few years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, I didn't really know who I was as a person and what I was enjoying. I was sharing content and stuff that made other people happy, that made other people think. And it was a journey I had to take to realize, no, I'm comfortable with who I am and what I love doing. I am James Breese, who loves playing cricket, loves snowboarding, loves Star Wars and geeky shit like that. Randomly loves website design. I've just discovered that now and sharing that passion. And then also videography and cinematography. I love sharing and talking about the idea of getting these camera angles and sharing these stories on camera. So what I'm doing is sharing passions to help educate people to become their best versions of themselves or grow their business accordingly. So I stopped thinking about what other people are doing and focused on what my own personal passions were. And the same things with you, Josh. We've got similar things in common. So we wanted to share stuff that we're passionate about. Like, for example, right now, we're sharing something that we're passionate about to help you get over that imposter syndrome, which we all go through. I still feel it every single day because you see everybody posting on social media, this tip, this trick, and you go, oh my God, where do they find the time to do that? So you still feel it, but the focus is trying to ignore it and then focus on what you're passionate about and finding a community of people who are passionate about the same things that you are, who will give a shit about it. And that's the most important thing.
Absolutely. Andrew, what's your experience with doing social media?
It's the same as everybody else, I guess. You hesitate because you're not quite sure what to post. You start second guessing what people are going to think about as soon as you hit the publish button. You're almost fearing the backlash that you get because of the way the negativity that surrounds social media now. But the important thing is, as James says, be yourself. Focus on content that matters most to you. You've got and your clients, but of course you're going to have those clients. You're going to have those people who connect with you. And if you think about externally outside of your business, your friends, your colleagues, they've all got similar interests. You have a circle of friends who have similar interests. So talking it through with them, you're able to get your personality through, your unique voice through, and that's what we should be doing when it comes to social media, in my view.
And I think that's a good example as well to talk about. And let's go to Cricket Matters, our sister business that we're going to share. We're trying to share as much information about what we're doing to grow that business and how we run it with you guys, because it's more relatable to you. So I came back to playing cricket. So I'm passionate about playing cricket. Not everyone is passionate about playing cricket, but I promise you it's one of the biggest sports in the world and people are fanatical about it. However, combining my health and fitness passion with cricket was like, wow, there's a gap here. I'm sharing this with other cricketers who don't know anything about it. Now, as a cricketer, your goal was to perform better. You want to score more runs, take more wickets, feel like a pro. That's that kind of tagline. And be the hero at the end of the game. You want to be that guy who won that match for your team. So you can go and have a few beers and be that, have that moment of glory on the field or whatever it is.
Who doesn't want to be the hero, hey?
Exactly, right? So, but you need tips and tricks. So like when I was starting to create stuff that I've been doing for years and thought, oh my God, people have shared this over and over again elsewhere. You realize in the cricketing world, no one shared with anyone how to do an arm bar, for example, how to do a kettlebell swing, because not many people have learned about it. And also throughout the years, you've got new kids coming through, 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old, who've never seen these exercises before in their life. There's always new blood coming through. So even though other people have shared it and you've seen it on your social media feed because of the algorithm, doesn't mean other people have seen it. But as long as you're passionate about your audience and what you're trying to do to help them improve, it makes no difference if you've done it before. So just that's one way to think about it in terms of overcoming that imposter syndrome.
Yeah, well, as we've said, in terms of algorithm, you post something on social media and it disappears very quickly, gets lost in the 1,000,001 videos. So although you might think, oh gosh, somebody must have posted about this before, as you say, James, it's been and gone. And people will not have seen it. So it's important to post what you believe in, but also, as we've said at the start, find your own voice. Be yourself. Don't try and be, as much as me and James are both like to be Peter McKinnon, we're not. We'll keep trying our best, but you just got to be who you are. What are some other tips for helping people overcome this imposter syndrome? I'll open it up to either one of you guys.
Well, I'll start first quickly. And that's the first thing, was to find your passions and know who you are. Be comfortable with who you are and what you do. That was something I struggled with for a long time. It's like, well, do I like strength training? Yeah, kind of, but not like in terms of powerlifting. But I was hanging out with all these powerlifters, but it wasn't really giving me, I was just trying to do things to impress them, but it wasn't me. So I had to really go back and find who I was to be able to share this passion and the expertise that I have, that we all have, with the world. So for me, I went back and revisited, no, I'm James Breese, the cricketer. I'm James Breese, the geeky Star Wars website design type guy, right? And snowboarding, and I like movies and like videography and cinematography. So it was combining this with my passion that we all have who listen to the podcast, probably in health and fitness. I had to find my niche to overcome this idea of imposter syndrome, to share with like-minded people of the same ilk. That's the key I found to overcome my imposter syndrome, which I'm still trying to overcome every single day, because
it's an ongoing journey, isn't it?
Exactly. You don't always look a certain way. You can't always have those rippling six-pack abs like the influencers that we all want to have. But that's the key, is sharing that journey and your passion with other people who are passionate about the same things. So that's my tip, to find yourself first before you start creating content.
And I think then just, connecting with that supportive community, if you start with those people who know, like, and trust you, then enter into groups where a similar type of person are within that group, and you start opening up to them, sharing your interests, sharing your passions, talking on a common theme that everybody within that group likes. Well, then that's going to be uplifting. It's going to validate. It's going to set you down as a recognized authority on your particular topic. And I think one thing for me, because again, like James, imposter syndrome strikes all the time, is that, remember, when you're in that supportive community, they may have heard the message that you're trying to relay, but they've not heard it from you before. And because they believe in you, they trust you, and they know you, when you relay that message, that could be the time when it finally hits, when they think, now I get it. And that's why I think it's important for each of us to find that unique voice and to make sure that we project our message out there to our chosen community.
I think just to come in on it as well, that's just an example. I just thought about it now. Like, I don't know if you can see in my office here now, but there's a guitar behind me. And this is something that I have imposter syndrome with as well, because I follow another passion of mine. I follow and play guitar, and I watch a lot of amazing guitarists. However, I have imposter syndrome for sharing some of the work that I can do. Even though people say to me all the time, hey, James, you should share some of the songs you're doing or some of the stuff you're doing, when they hear me play, I feel that I'm not good enough to post online. And it's one of those things where it's like, I've got to come to grips with that at the moment too. That's a real life in me dealing with imposter syndrome right now. And And I just got to almost get over it, I think, a little bit, maybe. Or find something to get it in. Or find a way to tie in guitar playing with health and fitness for the Strength Matters podcast. I don't know. One day,
a
maybe
guest
we'll find a
guitar
way.
spot on the podcast.
Exactly.
Maybe not. And I think one final point from me is embrace the suck, basically, because your first 40 or 50 videos might not be very good, but the more you do it, the more you will improve. Anything you want to add, guys, before we wrap this up?
I think in terms of a lot of people out there, I know a lot of personal trainers, and this was a message, and this whole podcast came about because of Josh Hughes, who's based in Washington State over in the US. And he shared this idea, and I thought it was a great topic because I think secretly a lot of personal trainers and health professionals are going through this right now, and we wanted to share what we think about it to hopefully help you overcome it, to improve your business and your quality of life and your mental well-being. So, we get it. There's a lot of you out there who are thinking the same way. So if you have any ideas and topics you want to share with us, leave them down in the comments below on YouTube, or just let us know so we can share and talk some more through this to help you, because it's something we're always going to have to overcome.
And just in closing, I would say, look, we've all got our own unique voices, our own unique perspectives. So, take that first step, put out that content and get it out there.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, guys. That's it for today. Please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. And if you want to find out what's holding you back from growing your fitness business, go to strengthmatters.com/quiz.